Hello, I'm Kriss Ellis-Stansfield. I'm a filmmaker and a paranormal investigator. I've been working in the paranormal for a number of years, doing promotional videos, working with groups. I've done TV pilots, I've done a series which is on the internet, all kinds of things, as well as actually working as a paranormal investigator. As a filmmaker, I wanted to try and move away from the paranormal because I've been doing it for so long and work in movies, which is something that I've always wanted to do. And I'd been doing a lot of searching on the internet for British film directors and so on. And it led me to Greg, who directed the film Gnaw, which I actually have in my collection. And found his name, found his website, and then contacted him. Basically, I was just looking for a bit of advice, really, how to move from what I was already doing into feature films. I love horror films, and I loved the film Gnaw. So when Greg replied, I was quite chuffed, even more chuffed when he said that they were about to make another film. And I suggested using some of the funding websites, crowdfunding with Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Lots of people are doing it nowadays. It seems to be the way forward. So I spoke to Greg about it and he got quite excited. He sent me the script, I had a read through. It's kind of a horror comedy type of film, very good script. It's to do with paranormal investigating. So there's me trying to get away from paranormal investigating and straight into a movie to do with that subject. But I don't know, I think, you know, as a film it's going to be a lot of fun. And because I've had that experience, I've been able to kind of help with the project in that way. I spoke to a paranormal group, North London Paranormal Investigations, and got an investigation going for some of the cast and some of the crew. Unfortunately, due to other projects and work and so on, I'm a little bit tied up, so I'm not going to be able to make the actual investigation. Bit gutted about that. But what can they expect from this investigation? Paranormal shows on TV will give these guys, I think, quite high expectations. At the same time, they won't know what to expect, if that makes sense. Once the lights go out, they're going to be tuning into senses that they've never really used in this kind of way before. You're not going to be able to see as much, so obviously you're going to be listening out for things, possibly feeling things. Things that when the lights are on and you're just wandering around, you take for granted, but once the lights are off and you're actually looking for a ghost, you know, any kind of breeze across your arm and so on, it's going to be a little bit weird, whereas any other time you probably wouldn't even think about it. Every knock, bang, everything is going to be something. It's going to be quite exciting for them, I think. Chances are it's just the building cooling down and things like that. Not to say that they're not going to see anything at all, you know, that there is a chance, I guess. Slim, because lots of people have been doing it for a long time, including myself, and I haven't seen anything yet. Down in the bar area all by myself, as you can see, there is nobody around, but they would certainly have a good night, and I think that it's going to be a great experience for them. Is there anyone in this room with me right now?
Tips for paranormal investigation. Wow, I mean, number one, have an open mind. The best way of ever seeing a ghost or hearing a ghost is when you've got an open mind. When your mind is switched off, when you're thinking of probably nothing at all. I think the worst thing, personally, is to be sitting there, eyes wide open, camera ready, tape recorder on, EMF meter there, thermometer there, willing a ghost to appear to you. Doesn't happen, in my opinion. It's when you're least expecting it, when your mind's switched off, you're probably talking to somebody else, chatting about something, and all of a sudden something happens. Some form of sound to let me know that you're here with me now. Shit. Was that you? So, have an open mind. Paranormal tip number two, tick the normal boxes first. Just because something happens, because something bangs, slams, it's not necessarily a ghost. 8 out of 10 things that happen can be explained. Would you make contact with me in some way? I'm sure that's a toilet being flushed downstairs. So tick the normal boxes And when you've got a box without a tick, then, yeah, okay, start investigating. I'm sorry. What's that? Water. Water. It's a pipe. The profession of a ghost, if it had one, wouldn't be to scare you. Ghosts are not there to get you. At 3 o'clock in the morning, at the foot of the bed, rattling their chains, going, "Ooh." That's not what it's about.
Sorry that I can't be there, guys. I hope you have fun. I hope you have a very spooky time, and I can't wait to hear about it. And if any of you decide that you're going to be all brave about it, I bet that scared you.